Shlomi, and I welcome you for the second day of the workshop on how to use Civil CAD and ZW CAD Civil for roads design. Most of you have been attending the first training, the first day, last week. Those of you that have not, we will upload some practices to the website. By the way, you can go to the tutorial in the website. We have uploaded the entire session, recording of the entire session into the tutorials in our website. So all of you, if you want to review what we did in the first day, you may enter, see, and also practice based on the practice document, which is situated in our also in our website in the documentation. I hope all of you can hear me well. Today, the agenda for today, I hope you got it through email, is about horizontal and vertical alignment. How to design an horizontal and vertical alignment of a road. The session of the first day was about how to prepare the 3D surface, which is the basic for everything that we are doing, all the profile, the sections, the volumes calculations, the existing ground level. Before I continue, I want to take like 10 or 20 minutes, depends on you, for questions and answers. Do you have any question, anyone? It's a free session. So if anyone has any question about the first session, this is the time. So please, everyone, you can just speak up, ask question. Adamo, Amir, Esomki, Tokstar, Darin, Gal, Majed, Fazal, Rose, Tamir, Tunkai. If any one of you have any question, this is the time before I proceed to the second day, which is the horizontal alignment. Any questions so far? Silent. Marina, can you hear me? Just to know that everybody's alive.
I can hear you very clearly.
Thank you. All right. So since there are no more questions or any questions, I will start immediately. Look, I have to speak honestly. It's not an easy to run a full training over Zoom. Actually, this is the first time we are doing that, but Corona changed a lot of things. I'm sure it's not easy for you, but it can work if we exchange notes. So feel free, don't be shy. All of us, some of us are better, some of us are not so good in the system. It's not so important. This is why we are here, to exchange notes, to ask, and to learn. So treat it as a classroom. Just feel free. Nothing. Okay, I will start straight ahead. Let me share my screen. Let me remind you how we do these sessions. I'm demonstrating, explaining and demonstrating, and then you practice. It's a hands-on practice. The practice will be done. I will share with you the practice document if you don't have it. If you already have it, because we distributed it before, then just use it. But let me start. Marina, if someone has a question or writing something in the chat and I am not noticing, then just let me know, please.
No problem.
Okay, I'm starting the system very simple. I'm just starting the ZW CAD Civil. The system runs and automatically will upload ZWCAD. Let me remind you that CivilCAD and ZWCAD is actually the same system. Yeah, I mean ZWCAD Civil. The only difference is that CivilCAD can work with either AutoCAD or ZWCAD, and ZWCAD Civil can only work with ZWCAD. But it's the same system, the same environment, the same everything. I hope you can see my screen. You know what? For you to better see, I will change my resolution like I did last time. So bear with me for a second. Because it might be too small for you to see. Let me use 1920 to 1080. Yeah, I hope now it will be clearer for you to see. Now, meanwhile, if anyone doesn't have the software with either AutoCAD or ZWCAD running on his system, this is the time to install. We sent you the link. If you have problems, you can write directly to Marina here in the chat and she can try to help you if there's any problem with the installation. So this is the environment. When I run the system, this is what I will see. I will see the CivilCAD, ZWCAD Civil menu on the top. I will see the ZWCAD window, the drawing, or the AutoCAD window here in the center, and I see the topography coordinates windows on below. I will start with what we ended up in our last session, which is creating the surface. So every project, definitely I will want to start by creating a surface or creating a map. I will start a new project. So what I did, just to remind you, File, New Project, didn't save, changed to no name, went into C, Projects, will open new folder, name it day 2. In day 2, I will open a new folder, name P1, practice 1. And in this folder, I will open my project, P1. Why did I open a new folder for the project? I think we discussed about it. CivilCAD or ZWCAD Civil creates a lot of files for each project, and it's better to centralize them in a single folder. Before I continue, just for my understanding, Tamir, can you hear me? Is it clear what I'm saying?
Yes, very clear.
All right, let's say Mr. Dakuster. Mr. Dakuster, can you hear me? Is it clear?
Yes, please. So it's clear.
Oh, okay. So you can follow, you understand, right?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay. So my English, it's important that my English would be understood. So I started a new project. The first thing that I'm doing, in this case, I'm loading a coordinates file, Xyz file. I'm doing it from the topography window here on the side, on the bottom, which is an editor actually. I'm using the most left button, load from file. This is the button. And I'm going into documents. Yeah. Somehow my Windows frozen from opening a file. Didn't do much. 1 second, please. Okay, so what I've done, I pressed this button, went into documents to where the software files are located here in ZWCAD Civil. Those of you that use CivilCAD, you should just read CivilCAD. Go to samples, go to sample 7, and read the file name sample 7 TCO. TCO is like a text file, is a regular text file. You can open it with Notepad, which contains XYZ coordinates. Let's look for it. TCO, here it is. So I hope you can see, I've loaded the coordinates file. Here I can read there are 308 points in this file. It's not a big one. You can scroll down, see the entire list, but I just want to create a map out of it. So I press the refresh button on the top. And that's it. I got my map. If I don't see the points, I can zoom to extents. So these are my points. Each point in the list consists of a block with the point name and the elevation. It's in different layers, so you can freeze or do whatever you like. Just to remind you, if I want to find out this point, I can press locate here. Click on the point, and automatically I will see it here in the list. Oh, 46, here it is. Fine. Zoom to extent. Then the next thing is to create the surface. Topography, contours. On the window on the right, I choose the vertical intervals. So let's say 0.5 or 0.25 meter. And I'm using what we call maximum interpolation length. I've talked about it in our last session. So in this time, I will use 70 meter, and I press apply. If you don't enter anything, the system will determine this factor by itself. All right. Here it is. This is the project. These are the contour lines. So what we see that there is a small stream going here. There's a small hill here, small hill here. It looks very impressive, but look, it's only 25 cm. So here the elevation is 242, and here in the stream it's 234, so 335. So there's only 7 meters from here to here. It's not that deep. So don't be too impressed by the amount of contour lines. So there's 7 meters from here. It's a small stream.
What is the 70 meter?
Sorry?
70 meter.
7 meters. Ah, this maximum interpolation length. You mean this one?
What does this mean, 70 meter?
Okay. Did you participate the last session? Yesterday, last week?
The first lesson?
The last session, yes, last week.
No, I don't was there.
Okay. Let me repeat it. I will do it now. I'll do it. I'll try to explain quickly because this is not the main aim. Okay. Maximum interpolation length, I will do it quickly.
Okay.
The maximum interpolation, the length which the system interpolation. Let me show you something. I will zero it and press apply. I want to show you what happened. It's not that, yeah, we can even see it here. Usually we see it in roads, in longitudinal, but here you see all these contours?
Yeah.
All these contours usually it's coming because of an interpolation between this point and this point, and the points on the top. Now, it might be that there's this hill here, but we are not sure. Usually, it's not realistic. Also here, the software doesn't know how to end up the survey here. We can either define a border, which is something that we learned in the first session, or we can do automatically, tell the software, do not interpolate points which the distance between them are too far. You see, the distance between this point, my assumption is that if the surveyor did the surveying this, he surveyed the terrain in not more than 70 meters between each point. He just put a point which each one is 70 meter, not more than 70 meter between the two. How did I come up with 70? It can be 60, it can be 50, it's not so important. Something which will be realistic and I can play with it. In this case, I assume that, let's say, the distance between here, just for my example, let me remove the object snap. From here to here was 28 meters, which is, it makes sense, you know. So if this is 28 meters, this is 20, this is 30 meters, 70 meters will define abnormals. Can do it 50 even. So I'm telling the system, if 2 points, the distance between 2 points is longer than 70 meters, do not interpolate between them. Do not create contours between them. I can do it even 60. If it will apply, the system automatically look for points which has more than 60 meters between them and automatically eliminate the contour lines between them and the surface. I hope I answered this question. I hope you understood.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The better is 70. The
Sorry?
normal. The normal is 70.
There's no such thing normal, my friends. Normal depends on the survey. For example, if I'm taking orthophoto and the orthophoto has the grid of 25 by 25, I can define it by to say 40 to be more accurate. So there's no such thing. I usually start at 50, 60. There are some surveyors around here, so maybe they want to say, but there's no such. Look, a surveyor in a terrain which doesn't have many changes will use 60 or even 100 meters. If there are a lot of changes, he will put a lot of points. So it depends on the survey data that we see. We can play with it. I start usually by 60. I look at my borders to see if there are problems. Then I can play with it.
Thank you.
Two more things about this maximum interpolation length. I can use something that calls short triangles. If I click here and press apply, you can see that there are triangles. Triangles is the base for the surface. It's something that we call it TIN, triangles irregular networks. It actually says, look, let me show you something. Triangles, let me take it and put it in yellow. Okay, the triangles means this is how the software creates the surface and create the contours. It takes each 3 points, each new 3 point, interpolate between them, create a 3D surface, and based on this surface, create the contours.
This morning.
I don't know who is the one that is talking, but very important to off your mic.
In my office?
Sir, I don't know who's talking. I think it's Mr. Fazal.
Sorry, please.
Mr. Fazal, please off your mic.
Sorry, please. Okay.
Yeah, let me continue. Now, what I told the software is actually do not create a triangle which has an edge, a line, which is more than 70 meters. So if I remove, again, I'll put it at 0 or just remove it and press apply. You see what's happened? The software created a triangle here, which is more than 60 meters. If I create 60 meters, the software check and say, if the triangle, one of its edge is more than 60 meters, I eliminate it. So this is actually what's going on and behind. I hope I was clear, but let's continue. I'll remove the triangles. The software created contour lines. By the way, it created several layers of contour lines. If I go to, I can close this one. If I go to LA, layers, you see there are 4 different layers of contour lines. 0 probably present each 5 or 10 meters. Let's put it in blue. in this kind of blue. You see, it's each 10 meter, 240 is here, and 240 is here. I have one for each probably 1 meter or 5 meter, I don't know, let's see. Okay, each 5 meter, see? No, each 1 meter. So this was 10 meter and this is 1 meter. You see, each 1 meter have a different color. Each half meter, I have this one. And each 1 meter, 0.25, I have this one. Okay. I have my points here. I don't need them anymore. You know what? I'll take the points and I will give them dark blue. Okay. Why I'm doing that? I want this to be in the background because I'm about to design here. So this is how I want it to look like. I'm saving the project. I just hit the save on the top. Okay, so far, this is what we have done in the first training, but of course we went deeper into explaining other terms. But let's continue from this point. What I'm going to do next, I'm in the ACAD, I'm opening a new layer and I name it my CL, my center line. You can name it whatever you like. It's not so important as long as you remember. I call it my center line. I give it a color, this, and I make it the current layer. And I'm defining my horizontal alignment. I want to design my horizontal alignment along this stream, more or less. So I'll do a polyline. The first vertex will be here. The second vertex will be here. And the last vertex will be here.
We don't want to hear the sound of that radio.
Guys, someone is talking and it's very different, very difficult. Please. All right, let me continue. Okay, so I've created my own horizontal alignment. Okay, for now it's just a polyline, regular polyline that I placed in a layer which I've created, and I call it my center line. And it starts here, continue here, ends up here. So there are 3 vertices. Now I want to convert it into a road. Therefore, I'm going to roads, horizontal alignment. And it's very important that you understand what happened. On the right, I see a window, a new window. And the window says you are now on road number 1. And here there's a new list. This list is design coordinates. Let me remind you that before we loaded coordinates file for topography, but this is design. If I want to flip back to topography, I can go to topography, coordinates, and I change it to topography. If I want to go to design, coordinates, I flip back to it. So actually I have 2 lists here. I have 2 lists here, one for topography and one for design. I hope you can see. So 2 lists, and I can flip between them, topography coordinates or design coordinates. I'm pressing select on this list on the right window. See what happened in the command line of the ACAD. Enter an option. It says here. I'm here. I'm reading from the command line. Polyline, which is default, or segments. I'll press enter for the default polyline because this is what I created. I created a polyline. When it says select the object, I select this object. Then I press enter. See what happened. The system automatically took this polyline and convert it into a road. See what happened in the table on the right. One IP, second IP, third IP. IP intersection point. Why 1, 2, 3? Because I have 1, 2, and 3. By the way, the system also created 3 design coordinates. One IP, second IP, third IP with the coordinates. If I press apply on the window on the right, and I press apply again, sorry, okay, I will see the road in front of me. I will see the road in front of me. So let's see what I have. I have this IP with its coordinates, with the name of the road, this IP, and this IP. Now, we are using something we call format 1. You see there's numbered of the cross sections. 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is the distance? Let's see. The distance is more or less, not more or less, exactly 25 meters. This is the default. Now I want to change the default. How do I do it? I have the options on the right. This is the small hand that holding a paper. I press on it. These are the options. There are many options here. I'm now in the options of the roads and the horizontal alignment. What I want to do is to change the format, not numbers, but running distance. So I'm hitting the defined sections here. Don't be alarmed. I will give you to practice by yourself. You'll see it. I click here. Then it says the distance between section 25. This is I can change it to 20, whatever I like. I'll leave it to 25 meters. And the format, I'm using format 1. I want to move to format 2. Change to format 2. I press OK. Press OK again. And press apply and OK to apply the changes. Let's see. See, now it's running distance. It's the different format. It's the running distance. Okay, let me stay with this running distance. This is the format which I want to use. But of course, if this is a curve, I cannot not leave it like this. So I have to enter some curve here. So I want to enter a curve in my second IP. So I'm going here to the radius and I'm entering 150 meters. I just enter a radius here in front of my second IP. I press apply to see again, to see the changes. Here it is. You see, I entered the 150 meter, and automatically the software converted into a curve. And the data of the curve appears here. The XY, we had it already, the radius, the length of the curve, the change in the angle, 56 degrees, more than 56 degrees. The tangent length is 81 meters, and the B is 20 meters. So all the data appears here. Here, nothing changed because there's no change here. If I'm unhappy with the curve, I can change it. I want to change it to 100 meters, 100 meters, apply, and it will change to 100 meters. And of course, when I change, it's not just the radius, the entire road element change with all the sections. Also important to see that the system calculates the tangent point. The tangent point from here, the curve starts here at 0 plus 0.99, 1 meter before this section. It starts here and then stops here, the next tangent point. Now, I want to do another thing. I want to change a little bit the location of this IP, to change my alignment. I want to take this curve a little bit. I'm happy with the 100 meter, but I want to change it a little bit up to the north. How do I do it? To change the alignment, there are several methodologies, but I will use a methodology of moving this IP. Now, of course, if I would just move the IP in the drawing, I'll do move. I'll take this or move it here, nothing will happen because it's a point. So this is useless. So I'm using a different system, something that I showed in the first lesson, but I did it for the topography. Now I'll do it for the design. This is the coordinates. These are the coordinates. In fact, what I want to do is to change the coordinate of this IP, IP1. See, this is the IP. This coordinate, I want to change its coordinate. I can do it manually, just type the new coordinate, or I can use the move here on the right, move, go to the drawing, select the IP. Okay, fine, it was selected. Now he asked me in the command line, base point of displacement. I said from here. And where to? I can use object snap to move to this contour, or just free here. Good. And the system now moves the IP with its new location. You see? The new location of the IP is here. The coordinates changed. If I press refresh, by the way, I can see the IP moved here. But I want to change my entire road. So I just have to apply the changes on the road. Every time I want to apply changes, I just press apply here. Now the system automatically understands the IP change and move the road here. By the way, we see the first alignment which I used. This is the polyline. I can remove it because it's not important anymore. Now it's a road. So this is how I change it. If I want to change again, let me do it again. Move, select from here to anywhere, here. I press apply on the right and okay. I don't need to do refresh. When I apply, it will do refresh by itself. And then the road change accordingly. I hope this is clear. You have to practice if you want to better get a hold of it. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Anyone? Any questions so far of what I have done so far?
Yes.
Yes, please.
The question is, in the way you do the contours, before the contours, we grade the cell different colors. But I noticed that the contour you did was purely white. You now go to change the colors manually. Why?
Okay. It's because before we did this training, I changed my default in the prototype. It's a good question. Let me repeat the question. The question was that when I created the contours, everything was white. And then I went into specific layer and changed the colors. I can change it by myself. I can change it specifically to this project, or I can create a template. Let me remind you that in the first lesson, we talked about a prototype project. If I want to create defaults, I change it in the prototype. In this case, my prototype was white. But if you go to prototype, you do file, open prototype. And then in the drawing, there's a file name there, prototype_DWG. You change the colors there. Whenever you create a new project, the system will inherit the colors from prototype. So the answer is, in my example here, I used my own prototype. But usually when you do default, it will be with blue by itself. Okay. I hope I answered this question. There's another question from Rose asking what is the difference between format 2, format 1. Format 1 is to show numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. And format 2 is to show running distance, like here, 0 plus 225, 0 plus 225, 50. So this is the difference. I hope I answered your questions, Madame Rose. Yes, okay, thanks. More questions, please. More questions? No more questions. Fine. I will continue with my demonstration and then we'll go to practice. I will continue with my demonstration and then we change it. Everyone start practicing by itself. So let me continue with my demonstration. What I want to do now is to create another road that goes somewhere here along this hill. But this time, so what I'll do, I create another road, but this time around, I will not design it as a polyline. I will use a different system. So please bear with me. I will show you how to do it. First of all, let me define a new road. I'm going into roads list. And here there's a list. The default was only one road named road 1, which is the one that I used. I'm entering a second one named road 2 and press enter. And then okay. If I go again to the horizontal alignment, now on the top I can flip into road 2. Here now I am in road 2. I hope you got it. I created a new one. If I add road 3, then I can flip to road 2. I can go back again to my road 1, but whichever I want to walk on. Very simple. Okay, I'm row 2. In fact, now, since I'm working on the drawing, I will close this. I will close this, so I have more drawing space. Now, before what I did, I went into my CL and drew a polyline. This time around, I use a different method. We call it road segments. Road segments. So please listen carefully. First of all, I will start by designing, drawing the first polyline that goes from this road, from the intersection. I'm intersecting to this road. So I'm doing again polyline. Very important that I use object snap. So I'll use object snap and I use nearest or whatever. Let's start from somewhere here. Oh, here. And this is my new road. I can start with, but since for me it's very important to go along this contour lines, I will just do something up till here. Now I want to create an arc that goes along here. So I'm using an arc that starts somewhere here. You know, regular arc in AutoCAD, in AutoCAD. This is my arc. Because later on I want to connect this tangent with this arc. To make sure that there is a solution, I will put here this. Okay. How do I do it? How do I connect the two? For this, I'm using the toolbar here on the top. You see this toolbar? This toolbar. We call it horizontal alignment toolbar. Let it move, put it back in. And what I'm using the many functions here. I'm using something that called line arc fit cloto. I have a line, which is the tangent, this one. I have an arc. I want to fit them with a transition curve between them. So which one? Line arc fit cloto. This is the one, second to the right. I clicked it. Now see the command line. Lines selections, press enter to continue. I just follow the instruction. I press enter. When it tells me select the object, this is the line. I select it and press enter. Good. Then the command line said arc selection, press enter to continue, enter. When I select the arc, good. When I press enter, automatically the system connects them or actually create the transition between them. In this case, the system created a transition curve, a clotoid. This is the clotoid which was created. By the way, it took the arc and shortened it a little bit so it would be exactly fit to the clotoid. So actually, what I told the system, connect the line with the arc and automatically calculate the transition between them. Because my geometry here is bound to this. This is the geometry that I want, going along these contour lines. I hope you follow it. You'll practice this in a minute. Let me finish. Now I want to continue from this arc and use another function. I want to move exactly to this point. Let's assume that there's another road going here and this is the intersection point which I want. No matter what, let's choose this point. Not so important, just for the example. Or this point. I'm using a different thing, name arc point fit tangent. In this case, I have an arc, I have a point which I want to connect, and I want to create a straight tangent between them. Tangent is a straight line. So where is it? Arc point fit tangent. Here it is. I click on it. Again, I'm following the instruction in the command line. First, arc selection. Press enter, and I select the arc. Good, enter. Then it asks me pick the point where you want to connect to. Can you object snap? I don't have an exact, let's say this point. Now he asks me, okay, only tangent or there's a transition? Let's say a transition, you know what? Transition of 20 meters. Let's see, okay. So the system automatically connects this curve with this point using a tangent and a transition of 20 meters. This is the transition. Sorry. This is the transition. And this is the tangent. I hope, this is quite deep into road design. I hope you got it. Most of you have got it. Excellent. Most of you have not got it. You will have to practice. But before I continue, I want to ask, do you have any questions? Please, this is the time.
Yes, I have a question, please.
Sorry?
I have a question. Can you connect dot to the arc, vice versa, I mean?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Can you connect a point to the arc and not the arc to the point? Can you make it upside?
The other way, well, I have to think about it. Is there's okay, you mean to trace the tangent point in a different, the problem is, I understand the question. I have another tool to collect the arc, but I have to define the tangent point. I'm trying to think if there's a geometry solution for that, then I think the system can do it. But I have to look for the tool.
Okay, thank you.
You have to check all the tools that we have here. Usually they give full answer. The question is whether there's one single solution for it. But I think there is. If you define the transition and you have the tangent, there's only one tangent point to it. Because it's not just a connection, it's connection with a tangent, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. More questions, please. More question? More question, please. Anyone?
I have.
Sorry?
I have a question.
Yeah, speak up, please.
If I draw a polyline,
Yes.
how can I distinguish if I in the road 1 or road 2?
Okay. This is, first of all, I selected it as road 1. This is not a road yet, by the way. This is not road 2. This is just list of segments. I've not finished. I have not assembled this to a road. This is not road 2. I have only one road, and this is the one. If I want to know if this is road 1, of course I can see in the list, or by the layers. You click here, you see all the layers of this road numbered as 1.
Okay.
When I will select number 2, it will number 2. So this is CL elements 1. These are sections name 1. These are sections 1, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
More questions? More questions, please. No. So, okay, I have a list of segments, but the software still doesn't know that this is a road, right? It's a list of segments. There is a tangent here. There is a transition here, plotoid. There is a curve here. There's another transition here. And there is a tangent here. How do I assemble it to a road? I'll go back to roads horizontal alignment like I did before. And I changed to road 2. Oh, I already, the software remembered that I was in road 2. And now I'm using the same select. But this time around, I'm not using the polyline, which is default. I'm entering the command line S for segments and enter. Fine, the software tells me, the command line, select the objects, the entire objects of the road. It's very important to select them. This is the first one. This is the second one. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. And this is the fifth one. If I selected that correctly, and there is a geometric solution to it, and I press enter, the system will now analyze. You do it quickly. Good. The analyze succeeded well. The software took the entire segment and created the road out of it. This is the beginning point of the road. It starts with red, then the rest of the element with yellow. And here we see the data. It starts with first IP, second IP somewhere here, I don't know, we'll see it in a minute. Radius of 63 meters here, here. Transition of 38.83, transition of 20 meters exactly because this is what I defined, and continue with a tangent to this last point. If I press apply, by the way, if I want to update to do it faster and just to treat this road and not to change the entire road, I can hit here, update current road only. It will be much faster. Okay, you see what happened? The system created a road, and this is the transition. So since there's a transition, there's not just one tangent, there's a tangent to spiral, TS, spiral to curve, SC, then again, curve to spiral, and then spiral to tangent, ST. This is 20 meters. This is 38. By the way, the question that was asked before by one of the members, one of the ladies here, was, if I look at this layer, you see it says sections 2. Everything now is number 2. So this is a different road. I hope I answered this question. If you have any question, just ask it now. If not, I will continue with you go to practice. So just ask any question. Let me save my project. Unless you have a question, we are not practicing. Any questions so far?
Yes, please. If you want to make the road from the end to the beginning, I mean, on the other side, not from the cross section.
I go to roads, horizontal. I don't want to do it here because it will it will affect my entire session. But this is the button. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this revert the entire road from start to beginning.
Okay, thank you.
I think this is the button, as far as I remember. Ah, no, this is it. Exactly here. You see? It's exactly changed. This button.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the exact button. It just changed it from, you know what? Ah, it gives you. About to reverse current road. All related coordinates name will be changed. So now it will revert everything, not just the cross section, all the coordinates and So I don't want to do it. No. Okay, but this is the method. More questions, please. No questions. So I'm gonna, I don't know if you got the practice. No, I don't think we distributed it. Let me give it to you now. 1 second. Now we are on day 2. Day 2. Sorry, these are the practice itself. So day 2, the practices, here it is. I'm putting it here in the chat. You can now load it from the chat. I've uploaded it to the chat. Open your Zoom. In the chat, you can download it. So just open it and start follow the instruction. We are doing practice number 1, practice 1. Follow it, take, now it's exactly 11. 15 minutes after 11, we'll continue to, you know what, do practice 1 and practice 2. Actually, I continue to practice 2. So do practice 1 and practice 2, take 20 minutes. 11:20 we continue. I'm here for questions, so just feel free to ask me while you practice. I'm here for questions. Me, Marina are here. Start practice 1 and 2. Finish to step number 12 and practice 2. Please go ahead.
The file is not in the chat.
Was there any question?
Yes, the file is not in the chat.
It is. Oh, maybe I gave it to someone specifically. Let me change to, okay. Yeah, it's my bad. I didn't send it to everyone, only to. How is it now? How is it now? Dareen, Gal, Majid,
Yes.
Fazal. Gal, that you asked me, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
Can you please send it again? I was logged off and log in after you sent it.
Yeah, Majid got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will send it again.
Thank you.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Okay now? Yeah, Majid can see. Tamir saying no. Well, I can try to send it specifically to you, because otherwise I'm not a Zoom expert. And if the rest sees it, then I'll try to send it specifically to you. 1 second, okay? Okay, Tamir, somehow to you I cannot send. I don't know why.
I see.
What is your email? Write directly to me the email, and I will send it to your email.
Okay.
Don't be alarmed, I just finished the screen sharing, but I'm still here. Mr. Tamir, it was sent to you.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
I hope all of you are doing great. If not, I'm here. So again, to all of you, those that joined just now, see 3 of you. We are in the middle of a training session, and we are about to finish. Everybody's practicing now. So there's still 10 minutes to finish the session, and then we continue, or even 5 minutes. Then you can join us to the continuation of the meeting. Mr. John, I think you can off your video. It will not eat your bandwidth. Meanwhile, anyone, do you have any questions? Those that practice. Those that practice, do you have any question? Rose, Majed, Eskom, Architect, Esomchi, Adams. Amir, Fazal, none. All right.
No question from me.
Good to hear from you, Mr. Lawal. I always confuse the Fazal with Lawal.
Sharing sitting screen. Sharing sitting.
Okay. Anyone, I think the question, can we continue? Do you need more time? Let's do it otherwise. Anyone need more time? Just speak up if you need more time.
Yes, please, we need more time.
Okay, Mr. Adamo. Give it more, 3 more minutes, 5 more minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Shlomi, I have a question.
Please, Mr. Majid.
Yeah, regarding the arc, when I'm doing the arc, it's I'm trying to connect it to the road. It's bringing to me a node close to in, close to out overlap. Something like this.
Can you share the screen? I will let you share the screen.
Yes.
Try to share the screen now. Maybe all of us can now. It allows you to share screen. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I see. So where is the, what is the arc? This is the arc. What is highlighted?
This is the arc.
Yeah, well, see the problem. There's no geometric solution. Can you zoom out? Don't do anything, please. Zoom out. A little bit more. Yeah. Now you'll have a, no, you have to imagine in that it has to have geometric solution. It means that the tangent and the arc can connect, somehow can connect with a tangent point. For example, if you take the middle point of the arc and a little bit outside, yeah, this one, a little bit, stretch it. Yeah, for this, you sure you'll have a solution, yes. You have to extract it outside, so it will be a geometric solution, yeah. Try now. Try to do the connection now. Yeah, this one, the second to the right.
No, because of the sharing, it's
It's very small, huh? You can close the window on the down. You don't need it.
Okay.
No, first of all, you pick, no. Again, let's do it together. Select. Then the first one, select the line. Not this one, not this one, the tangent. Yes. This one, press enter. Now the arc. Enter, 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 and the command line, and then arc, enter. Yeah, you see? When there's a geometric solution, the system will do it. If not, it will just prompt to you, but there's no geometric solution. Remind you, the connection has to be through a tangent point. Otherwise, it's not a road.
Okay, thank you, Shlomi.
Most welcome. Guys, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Mr. Tunke, how do you do? How is it? Are you succeeding?
Hello, thank you. I'm tried the first practice. This is good, not problem.
Okay, thanks. Good. Excellent. Okay, I'm taking control. Those of you that didn't succeed, you can try later on. If not, during the time you'll get it. I'm taking the lead and sharing my screen. Yeah, Okay, okay. So we have two roads, this road and the second road, road 1 and road 2. Now I want to design the profile. I'm going into roads. All of you, please, attention. I started the, I'm continuing with the session. So please stop your practice and watch the share screen, because otherwise you lose us, you lose track. Roads, vertical alignment. See what happened. The system changed the complete environment. We are now on the profile. The original drawing, you can see here, this is the original drawing. But now there's a new drawing named road ver, which is the profile. Now I'm on profile of road number 2. You see on the up right corner. Let me flip to road number 1, because this is where I want to start. Road number 1. So now I'm on road number 1 and I press apply. You give me I press ignore it, just press apply again. Here it is, here's the section. Let me zoom to a section. What the system did, it went by the 20.
Do it again?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Roads, vertical alignment. Automatically the system changed the environment. Everything changed. There's a new drawing here, there are new tables here, the menu here changed, and there's a new window here. So now we are on the profile environment. When I entered here, I pressed apply. There's a message which prompt, and I pressed OK or apply again, and then it gave me the profile. If you don't get it, you just zoom to extend sometimes. So let's see what happened. The system went along the profile and exactly across along the section and created the ground level. Actually, if you go to the lower left table, you'll see at station 0, at the beginning of the road, the elevation was 234.18. I'm reading from here, from lower left corner. After 5.6 meters, there was a change. Therefore, the system digitized it, 234.26. Then there's another change, 6.64 to 234.09. Now I want to explain something very important to you. So please listen carefully. It does not appear in the manual. So it's something that I want to show you, please. How did the system know which point to digitize? Let me close and go back to horizontal alignment. This is the road, right? This is road number 1, which I got the profile of. What the system did, it went here. Now remember, I'm working with a surface. Let me show you this surface, topography contours, show triangles, sorry, show triangles. This is the surface. Mind you, it's in the background. Usually you don't see it. Okay, this is the surface that the system created. Please listen carefully. What the system did, what the system did is it went from here, which is the surface is these 3 points. You see these 3 points? They create a triangle. You know that a triangle, imagine this triangle is in 3D, right? Each triangle creates a surface. You know that in geometry, 3 points define a surface, right? 2 points define a line, 3 points define a surface. These 3 points define the surface. Since this is a surface, on the surface, the system went and extracted this point, interpolate this point on the surface, and this is what you got. the elevation that you got in the profile. Then the system continue, and after 5.6 meter, which is this, it encounter a change in the surface. This is a new surface. This is a new surface. So the system did an interpolation between this point and this point and this point in 3D, and you got the change in the surface here. Then goes the same here. Then goes the same here, goes the same here, so on and so forth. Let me go to the profile again. Let's see it. So the first one was the point in the beginning, 234.18. This is the point. Then after we saw together 5.6 meter, was a new triangle, new change in surface. So this is the point. Then after additional 1.04 meter, this is 6.64. Another change, another change, another change, another change. And this is how I got my profile. I hope you got my explanation. If not, well, it's important to understand this because sometimes you get crazy profile and you don't understand why. If you understand what the system did, this is the way how to avoid problems. And usually the problems are in the surface. 99%. By the way, if, for example, the surface is wrong, let's assume, let me show you something. I will take, you see this triangle, right? Where is it? This. Let's assume that this is this point, or this point is, you know what? This is point number 280. You see, this is 234.07, this point. If it was crazy, the contours here were crazy, and then everything went crazy here. I either change or remove the abnormal point, or I can even go to my profile. Go to specific line and change it. The system extracted 23.6, but I know that this is abnormal. If I want, I can just change it. For example, if I change it to 240, press enter and press apply, see what happened. See, this is 230. Or I know that this is a mistake. I can change it manually, or can just go to the serial number here. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of each intersection point. I go to number 2, serial number, and press delete in my keyboard. Then completely the system remove this change. If I press apply, you see? So the system just ignore this break and continue to the next break. I hope you got it. If not, I can try to explain again. If not, I'll continue. You want me to repeat, or you got it, or it's not that important for you? No, I hope it's not too complicated. Anyhow, let me continue. What else do I see? So I have the existing ground level. By the way, the existing ground level appear here. I have distance 25 meter, no design and no slope. I have the profile, the horizontal alignment. This is the center line of the horizontal alignment. Remember, we have 101 meter, and then we are entering a curve here at this point. We call it the tangent point. This is the horizontal alignment. This is the tangent point, and this is the horizontal curve. It's between here and here. You can see it here. I hope you got it. And this is the intersection with road number 2. You remember, road number 2, the intersection is here. This is road number 2. So what do I see? Let me remove the triangles. No, 2 layers, triangles, so triangles. Okay, no, I'm not. There's another road going to the right. After, this is 25, this is 50, probably 30 meter, 35 meter. Let's see. Here it is. After 37.163, there's a road number 2, and it's changed to the right. There's a turn to the right. You see the flag is turning to the right. Since there's no design, it just now stick it to the ground level. Let me continue. How do I design? You remember when we started the horizontal alignment, we created a new layer named MyCL. This time around, I don't need to create, since this is a drawing that is designated only for the profile and not for other things. So the system already created a layer for me named VerEdit. VerEdit. This is the layer which the system will allow me to use automatically the current. So unlike the horizontal alignment, which I have to create a specific, a layer, and I can call it whatever I want, and then I design and select it, here is more automatic. The system automatically creates a layer named VerEdit, and this is the only layer which we are working at. Second thing, we can either design in the drawing or design here in the table. You see the table below? One of the two. A common mistake is that someone design here, then go and change things here, and then press apply. Then the system always gives priority to what appears here in the table and overwrite what's going on here. Therefore, every time you do a change, if you do a change in the drawing, you want to apply it, press apply. So it will apply in the table. You want a change in the table, change it in the table, and press apply. So the drawing and the table will not overwrite each other. Let me start. I'm starting by a polyline. It has to be a polyline. And I want to start with stick the ground here. I'll use object snap here. All right, this is how I want to start. Let me off the object snap. I will go like here, and from here, like that. All right. Look, I have not ended at the end. I could end at the end. If not, the system will automatically know how to cut this. So I just draw the polyline. I don't need to select, I just need to press apply. Unlike the horizontal alignment, I don't need to select, I just press apply. The system automatically scans VerEdit and convert the data into a road. You see it here? You can see it in the table. And also, of course, in the drawing. So the system automatically cut it at the end of the road. This is the station and the elevation at the end of the road. The slope was 6.7 promille. You can see it, 0.6666 percentage. This is the elevation in here. This is again 17.7 promille. And here are the data. The design, each cross section, and the slope. Slope is in promille. If I want to change the promille to percentage, I go to options here. I have an option button here. Press it. Here, now I'm in roads, vertical alignment, the options of roads, vertical alignment. I change it to percentage, and I want to show two digits after the decimal point. So I click here, OK, and apply. Let's see the change. See, 1.77. Now I want to change it a little bit. I can stretch from here, let's say, to here, press apply, apply again, stretch. So unlike the horizontal alignment, which I have to change the coordinates again, because the horizontal alignment can contain a lot of data, structures, maps, and everything. This is specifically for the section. So here I don't need to reselect or anything. I just play with VerEdit, the polyline in VerEdit. Stretch it to here. Automatically the software will calculate and show me all the data. What I can do now is to be more accurate. This is 2.35 and this is 0.48. I can fix it. How do I fix it? I'm coming here to the table And let's fix it. Instead of 0.48, I change it to 0.5. Press enter. Very important to press enter and press apply. Now the changes will interact from the table to the drawing. See, it changed to 0.5. Look at the profile here. I want to enter a vertical curve. I'm using the length of the curve, the 2t, 2 tangent length. Now this is 25 meter each section. Let's make it 50 meter. I'm coming here to the table, enter 50, press apply. Here it is, 50, to make it bigger. Now, of course, every time which I refresh the profile, automatically all the data here changes. Slopes, the elevations, the data here. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
Shlomi, I have a question.
I have a question.
Yeah, one by one. Who was the first one?
I'm second.
Second.
Okay, so I will ask a question.
Who is talking, please? I cannot see in the. Okay, Mr. Majid. Yes.
Majid.
Yes.
Yeah. If you change the slope, the first slope from 2.35, let's say to 0.5, that is something is
yes.
it will change the point, the middle point, to take it down.
Yes.
Ah.
I'm going into the slope and change it into. I'll do something just to show the difference. I'll enter 10%. Again, 10% and enter. Very important, the enter. And apply. I think it answers your question.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me stretch it back. Maybe here. Yes, Mr. Lawal was the second. Yes, please.
Yes, my question was on the blue grid of the vertical, but I've seen it. It's okay.
Okay, you already have the answer. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. More questions? More questions, please. Any question, anyone? Any question, please? No questions. Fine. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to design my second road. I'm going into road and flit into road number 2. And I press apply. I'll zoom to extend. This is my second road. This is my second road. Remember, the one with the tangent, then the clotoid transition curve, then the sharp curve along the contours, and then the next clotoid. Now the system automatically identical versus there's a design elevation here, so automatically it took the flag up to design elevation. What I mean, again, let me go to road number 1. Road number 1, this is the design. The design is here. So if I go to road number 2, so I know where to start. the flag goes up automatically to the right elevation, which is 234.783. Now, of course, we see that this is a junction. I'm coming into the road and I have to the left and to the road to right of road number 1, because now I'm from road number 2, right? So if I'm from road number 2 going from here, I have left and right. And I want to start. So I'm starting with polyline, and since this is the elevation of the junction, start from here. And okay, this is the heel. Okay, you know what? I'll do like this. Cutting and filling, like this. Which slope is it? Ah, it's only 3%. It's not a drama. Good. So I change this. By the way, if I go back to road number 1, it's supposed to take the flag up. Let's see. Here it is. It automatically refreshed and took the flag up because I changed the elevation. So the interaction is automatically. You don't need to do anything. I hope you got it. If not, we continue with the practice, but it's if not, you have questions, this is the time, please. If you have any question, ask now. If not, we continue with practice 2 and 3. Guys, practice 2, to those of you that succeed, if you have problem with practice 2, you can ask me. If not, go directly to practice number 3, so you can design the vertical alignment. The only downside is that if you go directly to practice number 3, you will not have the intersecting road. But you can still continue with only one road. It's up to you. Questions? None. Take 10 to 15 minutes, practice it. We still have something to do in this lesson. It's very important. So please practice number 3, 2 and 3. Take 10 minutes, please. Then we go to practice number 4, which is something that we have to do. Everyone, practice number, we are now in practice number 3. Those of you who joined late and don't have the document of the practices, you can see it here. We already did practice number 1 and 2. Now we're on practice number 3. Take your time. Design. I'm still here, I just stopped sharing. If you have questions, feel free. I can assist. Guys, how is it going for you? Is it okay? Do you succeed? Let me ask Dareen. Madam, how is it going for you? Dareen? Dareen is not with us, or her mic.
Sorry, the civil has stuck, so, but I get it. My civil CAD has stuck.
Has what?
Stuck, freezes.
Which AutoCAD did you use, by the way? I saw that you use AutoCAD, not ZWCAD.
Yeah, AutoCAD 2018.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not good.
It's on the edge of what we support. You know, we still support 18, but I think it's the last version that we support. And honestly speaking, when we do tests with 18, we do it, you know, not that often. When we release something, we check it usually with 2 versions of AutoCAD and of course 2 versions of ZWCAD. Yeah, but if you have specific problem, it's very important that you show it to Marina from the support. Maybe we can assist.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Because we still, as far as I remember, we still support 18.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the last version that we support, the oldest.
Should I buy a new version from you?
Yeah. Sorry.
I have to buy a new version.
Of what? I didn't understand. Of
AutoCAD. Of AutoCAD.
Yeah, in my opinion, I would. Yeah, first of all, a newer version of AutoCAD, of course, it will be much better for sure. But you can also try ZWCAD. I think, you know, not that expensive and a good product.
Okay, I'll try. Thank you.
Try with ZWCAD. I'm telling you, in terms of price, you can buy perpetual. You don't. Yeah. Anyhow, much better. If AutoCAD, yes, of course. To tell you, just to explain to you, each major release that we release, we checked it on every version that we support, 18, 19, 20, 21. And in ZWCAD, I think 19, 20, and 21. But when it's gone to small releases like we did for this, we don't have time to check it on all versions, so we check only 2 versions, 2021. Otherwise, we'll not be able to release patches. So it might affect, yeah. Yeah, okay, everybody. I know that it's the end of my time, but those of you that still want to stay with us, we still have something very important to do. What I'll do it myself, then you'll train it by your own practice. Hopefully you will have it for our next meeting, which is 2 days from now. Let me show you. Please carefully watch, because I'm gonna use it for my next practice. So please, everybody, have a look at what I'm doing. Please, it's very important in my opinion. Just have a look. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Everybody, can you see my screen? Adamo, can you see the screen? Yeah, I don't know who was it. Yeah, anyhow.
Gal.
Gal. Thank you. I hope you can see my screen. Good. New file, new project. And I call it P2. Let me put it in C, projects, day 2, new folder, P2. Please, we will not have time to practice it together. I'm doing it and then you practice by yourself. New project in P2. I call it P2. This is the project. It's a new project. And in this, my project, I'm reading the Xyz file. I load it from the lower left. There's a file name Topo. We send it to all of you. If you didn't get it, we can, here it is. I'm reading the file. This is much bigger file, is 23,000 points. It's a small neighborhood. I can refresh it. Now it will take some time because the system will scan this 23,000 points. It can take up to, in my computer, about 20 to 30 seconds. If you have a slower computer, it will take you much longer. You can see the scroll bar on the lower part of the screen. Here it is. So this is a much bigger file. You know what? I can share it with you. So you can practice later on. Let me put it here to everyone. If you don't have it, send us an email. Anyhow, we'll send all of you later on. I uploaded it here. Okay, so this is the file. By the way, you saw it took the system about 30 seconds just to refresh because there's a lot of blocks here. There's another way how to make the operation much faster. Let me erase everything, erase all. Now, instead of refreshing, I'm going here to options. I have options here. You see on the topography coordinates, I have an options. I'm clicking here. And in this window, I change into standard instead of blocks, and I remove the names and elevation. I don't need it to make the drawing much lighter. And press apply, and now refreshing. Let's see how long it will take now. You can follow the toolbar. Oh, finished. It took 4 seconds instead of 30. Again, what I did, I assumed I don't need the blocks of all the points. I just want to see the point, just to load them as a surface. So before I refreshed, I went into options, changed from block into something we call standard, and removed the names and the elevation. So I will only have points. So the system just created 3D points for me. It's enough for my surface. Again, it's just make everything faster. It's not that critical. Now I can create contour lines, but I have also a break lines here. Now, those of you that were in the first training remember what break lines are. if you don't have break lines, sorry, in this case, I want to load break lines. I go to topography lines. Now, I don't know if you remember, we talked that in topography lines, we load break lines. Break lines, we can load it from here if we have something called Xyz file. But in this case, I don't have my Xyz file. I only have a DWG with the break lines. So what I'll do, in the ACAD, I'll use insert, explode at 000, and I will select the line, the file, break lines. I will give it to you later on. It's a DWG, which contain 3D polylines. Here is it, here it is. You see, these are 3D polylines of the existing ground. This is existing ground level. You see there's roads already here, some kind of a neighborhood. But of course, if I wanted to affect the surface, it's not enough. I have to convert it into break lines. How do I do it? In the topography lines, I'm pressing the filter. I have a filter here. I'm pressing it. The window on the right change into filtering window. Layers before the layers, and entities for all the entities. Now I know that these are 3D polylines, but if I want to make sure, I just select one of them, it's not so important, and press enter. The system automatically identifies that these are polylines, sits in a specific layer named T break lines, is the name of the break line. If we will apply now, it will take about 3 minutes. I'll press yes here. Depends on your computer, because this is a very heavy file. The system will scan the entire layer and convert all these 3D polylines into break lines. Convert all these 3D polylines into break lines. It will take can take up to 5 or 6 minutes here on my computer, because it's a very heavy duty process. You know, it's still, I can even see that the progress bar not even started because it's still analyzing. It's a very heavy process, but since we are doing it only once as a preparation of the surface, there's no cause for alarm. So again, what I'm doing now is taking all these 3D polylines and convert them into break lines. We learned the importance of break line in the first lesson. You can practice it later on. I will send you all of this file. Okay, now the process started. You see, only now. You can see the progress bar. You can see it below. So now the system, it will not take 5 to 6 minutes. I see it's much faster. Yeah, maybe in 2 minutes it will end up. So the system goes through entire break lines, entire polylines, scan the entire layer, and each 3D polyline convert it into a break line. It's important to us so it can affect our surface. You remember the surface that we talked about it in the former lesson. Of course, I can create contours without break lines, like we did in the beginning of this lesson, sample 7. But in this case, if we will not do break lines, the contours will not be fitting. The surface will be wrongly made. Yeah, we are halfway there. It still says in the status filtering, still filtering. It's about to finish. Give it additional 30 seconds and I think we'll see the results. Now the results are supposed to appear on the window on the right. Yeah. So the system altogether filtered 3,737 break lines with different, number of length, some of them very long, some very long. Okay, here it is. There are 3,000 lines here, and these are the point of each line. I can close it. Now, if I go to topography, contours, 0.5, and maximum interpolation length, let's see, 60 meter. Press OK. I'm supposed to see the 3D surface and the contours. Well, it shouldn't take more than 40 seconds. But it's important for me that you practice on this quite a big project, because the rest of our practice will be on that. Yeah, now it's refreshing the drawing already. Okay, so now we have the contours of our entire place. You see why it's so important? You see this is our existing road. You can see the camber. These are existing roads. Okay, what I'll do next, I'll take the break lines, where is it, T break lines, and convert it into something that will be on the background. Okay, yeah, now it's easier for me. Good. So I prepared the surface. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to design an horizontal alignment here on this road. LA, my CL, like I did in the first time, current. Let's make it like this color. And I draw. I'll start somewhere here in the junction. Let's say in the center is somewhere here. There's another one going from here to here. And now I will use this function. It calls line length fit arc, fit curve. So line, he asked me, do you have a transition curve from here to here? I say 0. And everything I just press enter, because I don't know the radius. I just put a totoid 0 and the system will automatically use a default radius. Okay, since I enter 0 transition, there's only one solution, and this is the curve that the system creates for me between these two lines. So I will do what I've done before: roads, horizontal alignment, select. In the command line, I will hit S, enter for segments, then 1, 2, 3, enter. My free, and this is the radius was 480 meter, approximately. Apply. Sorry. And OK. Okay, and I'll move it to format 2. And then I'll do another road that goes from here. And goes like here and join this road, this existing road. Okay, let's call it road 2, road list. You know what, I'll call it ring 1. Select it, give it, don't know, 70 meter. So I created a second road, this one, which is a rehabilitation of the existing road, or I would do it in extension, and which one, which is a new link. And let me go to the design. Flip to road number 1, go to roads vertical alignment. Apply. Good. This is the profile. You can see that this is existing road. This is the flag. So what I'll do, I'll design more or less now like the existing road. Remember, it has to be a polyline in ver edit layer. So I'll start by connecting, sorry. I'll remove the nearest and use endpoint. Start from here. Here I will go more or less like this, and I'll do the same. Like, well, something like this, and from here something like this, from here something like this. Yeah. And now trim right, same goes here. Trim this one, this edge, and this one, sorry, trim this one, this edge, and the same goes here. This one, this edge, this one, this edge. Good. And now, since I need it to be one polyline, I do p-edit, this, join, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's just one polyline. Now it's one polyline in ver edit, so I can press apply. And I got my entire road. And the length of the curve, this is, let's say, almost 75 meter. So that's a 73 meter. I can play with it. Oh, not bad. Let's make it 75. Same goes here. It's shorter. It's 25 meter. I don't know, 45. Let's see. Yeah, by the way, this is the intersection, the ring road. And here, again, let's say try 70. It's more than 70, I think. Not so important. Okay, you can, I can practice by myself, you can practice yourself. Yeah, and the same goes for road number 2. I continue and design it as well. Road number 2 is a new road. There's no existing ground level here. Yeah, so I can just continue and design it from here, going up. Guys, do you have any question before we knock off the meeting today? We close the session today. Any questions of what you saw? Any questions? Nothing. Anyone? This is the time. The rest is just to practice by yourself. Okay. Let me, what I'll do, since I don't see any questions, I just, here on the chat, I already sent you the, in the chat you can find the topography points. I will just send you now the DWG of the break line. Also here. Download it, use practice 3 and 4, do all the practices along. Get prepared because we want to continue from the same point when we are starting on day number 3. Day number 3 would be more intensive. We're talking about cross sections. It's much more intensive. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Bye.